Mic check. Hey Google, play Welcome Back by Mace.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Oh, yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that.
Oh my gosh. Welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been a while. It's been like over 2 years since I've done this. A lot has changed. I've actually been wanting to resurrect my channel for a really long time. Since I moved into a new place, I have so much more room to have a setup. I still have to play around with the lighting and the setup, but hopefully this will do for now. So I figured I can sit down and do like an updated makeup routine for you and like a little life update. This video might be a little long, so you know, grab a snack, grab an alcoholic beverage, and just like hang out. I know you don't have anything else to do because we're practicing social distancing. Anyways, this is kind of the look that I've been rocking since I dyed my hair blonde. Bronzy tones have kind of been my shit lately. It's just what I find looks best with this shade of blonde that I'm at right now. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I get this look, then just keep watching. Cheers, y'all. I've already primed my skin, so then I just go right into an eyeshadow primer. This is the Matte Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base, and I honestly just take it straight from the tube directly onto my... I take this all the way up to my brow because I feel like it gives my brow pencil a better base to stick to. So right now I've been using the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and this one's in taupe. So I still start by combing my brow hairs up. I just start by filling in this bottom part, just because I like my brows to be kind of neutral. And this is where like a sparse area is on my brow. So I'll connect this area here to the tail of the brow. So then I just start doing hair-like strokes in the front of the brow. And then I'll fill this area in where I drew the line. And then I'll just start going through the middle. So I don't like my brows to be super arched, so I kind of try to go where like the natural shape of my eye socket bone is. I don't know. So I'll go all the way to the where my arch is supposed to be, and then I'll just put the pencil down, put a little bit of pressure, and then just like let my pencil trace where my bone is. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Oh my god. And then I'll just go towards the tail of the brow. I swear it's so difficult to explain this to a camera. I don't know. I always lose my words when I'm in front of the camera. I try to keep a super light hand when it comes to this, just to not overdo it. And I usually go back and forth between drawing it on and then brushing it out with a spoolie just to blend it out. I like to just go back and forth between looking at myself in a bigger mirror from far away and then looking at myself in a smaller mirror like up close, just to see if I look fucked up or not. I just take a concealer to clean up the bottom, and honestly this helps with like if you're trying to grow your brows out, if you want like a thicker brow, because I know we've all overplucked before. This just helps to conceal all those unwanted brow hairs. So I take an angled brush and I just take a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand, start in the front, and then I drag it all the way back. I'll just take like a little bit more once the line is drawn on, and I'll drag it down just a little bit, not to the lid or anything. And then I just blend that out with my finger. Oh, by the way, this is my trusty dusty MAC Pro-Longwear concealer in NC30. I've used this forever. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. After you've cleaned up under the after you've cleaned up under the brow, and you've blended out that concealer, I just take a translucent powder. This is the Mercier translucent, and I don't bring that any lower than the crease. I don't put it on the lid just because later on I like to use a glitter eyeshadow and it kind of dulls it out if you have a powder under. I've been living in this DESIxKATY Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. This palette's so essential. You can just do so many looks with this, and it has a really good mirror in the front. So I like stocked up. I'm pretty sure The shade name is Basic, and I go in with a really fluffy brush. So I buff that into the crease, and I do like little circular motions. And then I'll do the classic windshield wiper. Everybody knows it, everybody loves it. So this shade, I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty light. So it doesn't really do anything except for help your crease shade transition to your brow bone. Does that make sense? I go in with another fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M573. And then I go in with the shade Necessary. Super Necessary. If you can't tell, there's like barely anything in here anymore. So I go in and I buff that into the crease. And this shade is super buildable and can get really dark if you pack it on. So I would just go in with a really light hand. And then go in with that first buffing brush and blend that out into that first shade that we had in the brow bone. So I just go back and forth. I dip my brush into that shade, tap off the excess, and then super light hand buffing that into the crease, and then going back with that first blending brush and buffing it out all the way up to the brow bone, but don't go higher than that first shade. So once that's all blended out on both sides, I go in with an even smaller blending brush. This one is a little bit tapered at the end. It's more for precision application, but it'll still blend out your eyeshadow. I go in with the shade Churro, and I concentrate that on the outer corner. Little circular motions, and then I bring that into the crease. And I like to keep this one pretty low. And then I go back in with the previous blending brush that we used, and then I just buff that out. But you don't want to bring it too high. You just want to buff out the edge of that. And it kind of just takes, it takes a while, dude. Like, if I do a full face of makeup, I take at least 2 hours to 2.5 hours. And I know that's a lot. It's a lot. First of all, mind your damn business. Second of all, I'm watching a movie at the same time. I put on like a Netflix show or like a movie or whatever, or like I put on some music, and sometimes I'll sing, sometimes I'll dance, but I'm like doing other shit, okay? And blending your eyeshadow seamlessly to the point where it looks like there are no harsh lines, that takes a lot of time. So I go in with Cheens, and it's this really deep brown. This is a MAC 217. And I just do this on the outer corner, and then I just take it in a little bit, maybe halfway. I'll go in again with that R37, and I blend this darkest shade out. And again, you don't want to take this super high. I just keep it in the very low crease. And that's just a trick. I just keep going back and forth between all of the blending brushes that I use, and just making sure that there are no harsh lines at all. So this is where I get extra. I apply a glitter shadow to the lid. Before I do that, I like to put a sticky base on. It is the NYX Glitter Primer. So it just gives your glitter a really good base to stick to. And I found that this makes glitter pop even more than not having a base at all. So I just take that on my ring finger and I just pat it directly onto my lid. Honestly, my application for this is super sloppy, and I don't find that it matters. I just take it and pat it onto my eyelid, and I take it all the way to, let's say, from the inner corner to 2/3 in. And you don't want to use a lot, like literally just that little booger amount. You want to work fairly fast with this too, because it does dry out. So once it's still pretty tacky, you can feel it. So I go in with the shade Just a Kiss, and I just dip my finger. Look at how pretty that is. Stop. If you apply it with a brush, it takes away a lot of the intensity of the shade. So I just take it directly onto my finger and I press it onto where we put that base. Okay, eyeliner time. Up close and personal. So when I draw a wing, I like to hold my mirror kind of under me so that I'm looking downward. I start about here. Just draw a line across, fill in that inner tear duct area. So your winged eyeliner is supposed to be an extension of your lower lash line. I start in the very outer corner of my eye, and I draw a wing towards the tip of my brow. I use a very light hand because, first of all, if you take a felt tip liner and you press harder, it will make a thick ass line, and you don't want that. So once I draw the wing, I connect it to the upper lash line. And then I'll start to fill in. So you kind of just want to look straight into a mirror and make sure that you're going in the same direction as the other one. I have a really hard time getting this even. Pray for the best. I don't really like to wear false lashes. I've never really found any that were comfortable for me, so I just stick to mascara. If you like to wear false lashes, definitely slap them on right now. I like to use the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic mascara in Carbon Black, and I kind of hoard these until the last drop. So I use the wettest one, I don't know, the freshest one, the newest one, and I do a couple coats of that. I take the older mascara and I use it to comb out any clumps, and then I fan my lashes out. How are you guys passing time in this shelter in place? Because I have done a puzzle already. I did my taxes. I've been cleaning my room. I purged my closet. I'm now doing this video. I take the Benefit 24-hour brow setter and I use it to comb my brow hairs up so it makes them a little bit more fluffy. It kind of gives my brow hair a little bit of girth, if you will. So before I was using I think I was using the Maybelline Fit Me. I switched over to the Milani Conceal Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I take a little bit of that, maybe like a pump and a half on the back of my hand, and I'm still mixing my foundation with MAC Strobe Cream. This is the shade Goldlite. I take a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and I just take a little flat concealer brush, and I'll paint that onto my face. How crazy do I look? So then I take a big buffing brush. This is a Morphe G36. And then I'll pat that into the skin, and then I'll start buffing it out. So first patting motions, and then circular buffing motions. Take that all the way down to the neck, behind the ear if you have to. So once I go to my forehead, I'll take a smaller blending brush. This is Morphe G40, and I just want this to be more precise because I don't want to fuck up my brows. So yeah, this is it's kind of been like an emotional time for me. This is week 2 of the shelter in place, and the governor of California pretty much mandated the closure of all non-essential businesses. Bars are considered non-essential businesses. So I've been like working out outside. I've just been kind of chilling at home. Anyways, once my foundation is blended out, I go in with MAC Pro-Longwear Concealer in the shade NC30. I take that on my ring finger, and I just go draw tribal paint all over my face. Under eyes, bridge of the nose, center of the forehead, and chin. Son of a bitch! I keep dropping everything. So then I take a clean beauty blender and I blend that out. And I kind of take the beauty blender and press it on the sides of my nose just to contour a little bit. I'll take it all the way up to the inner corner, directly under the lash line. And then this is where I kind of clean up the edge of that eyeliner. It gives it a little lift, and then I blend that all the way to the temple. Just make sure that the ends of this are all blended. Like, see how much better this looks compared to this? I really just use that concealer to clean up my under eye after we've done all of that eyeshadow. Laura Mercier No Color Powder. I just tap off the excess. I prefer a dewy finish for my skin. I like to look like a glazed donut, if you will. I only set where I put concealer, but by all means, if you want to, set your entire face. After I set my concealer, I like to smoke out my lower lash line. So I go in with a flat shader brush into the shade Necessary, and I just sweep that along my lower lash line. So then I go in with another shader brush, and then I go into the shade Churro again, and then I buff this closer to the lash line. And then I'll take that other brush that I just used, and I'll buff that out. So then I'll take a really very precise angled brush, and I'll take the shade Cheens, and I just stamp that along my lower lash line and buff that out. I think this is the moment that everyone is here for. This is what you've all been waiting for. My quote-unquote signature eyeshadow. When I leave this earth, this is how I want to be remembered. My inner corner highlight. Are you ready? This is the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk. So I stamp that in the inner corner, and then I blend it out with my finger. So I just take any white metallic shade on a dome brush, and I stamp that on top of the base that we just applied in the inner corner. You're welcome. After I do the inner corner highlight, I do mascara on the lower lash line. I hold it vertically and I just run it along my lower lashes. And then I take the wand and I fan them out, and I make sure that there's no clumps or anything like that. You can leave the eyes alone, but I am an extra ass bitch. So I'm going to put more glitter on my eyes because I like it. I don't know if this is safe to use on your eyes, but I've used it before and I think I've gotten it inside my eyeball and I can still see perfectly. Gliterally Obsessed Body Glitter in Outside the Lines. It's a gold base, but it has like a holographic glitters in it. I just take whatever's in the lid and I dab my ring finger in it. It's like a sticky formula already, and then it kind of dries down. I kind of just like it when you're in low lighting and it kind of catches the light. People are like, damn, bitch. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is in the shade Deep Bronzer. So I just take that on a fluffy brush and I will bronze up the skin to the hairline, sweep it down the temples, and then I just keep it no lower than my actual cheekbones. So I prefer to be a more bronzy bae. I take the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. This is the Japanese Kumidori, I think it's called. Do one of these, Smize. I just take it on the front of my cheekbones. After I do that lighter shade of bronzer, I take a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Holy Grail setting spray. If you're not using this, upgrade your life, girl. When your setting spray is still wet on your face, I take a blinding ass highlighter and a precision highlighting brush. Bitch! The damp setting spray gives the metallic highlighter a better base to stick to, and it makes it more pigmented. It makes it shine even more. Tip of the nose. Bridge of the nose. Cupid's bow. Chicken grease. And then I'll take a flat shading brush and I'll just put that right under the arch of the brow. You don't want to bring this too far back towards the tail of the brow because once the light hits it, it'll make your eyes have like a droopy effect. You just want to lift the arch of your brow. So I'll take a very small shading brush, just stamp it under the arch of the brow, and then pat it out with my finger. I'll take that Kumidori and I'll run it along the edge of that highlighter just to blend it out. I spray my face one more time with setting spray. I still use this lip gloss, Colourpop Kathleen Lights in the shade Moonchild. And I hit it with one of these. It doesn't get on your teeth. So this is pretty much the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and checking back in with my channel after so freaking long. I left my Instagram handle down below, so make sure to follow me on there and like leave me some comments and shit. Like tell me what you guys want to see from me next, if you guys want to see anything in particular. Recommend some movies, some TV shows, books, podcasts, music. Like let me know how you guys are passing the time in quarantine because I am effing bored. And also do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up if you made it to the end. Hit that subscribe button if you want to hang out all the time. That's the end of the video. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Dude, I'm like sweating right now. Do you guys hold your breath when you're doing it? One of my eyebrows isn't leaning to the middle or something. So we're Gucci for the quarantine. And wait, why is my mouth open this whole time? Ooh, that is strong. Is my vision blurry or is the screen blurry? Let's do this first. Ah! I'll blend that out with the... Ah! Take a Morty. This is my favorite pot. It is the Gliterally... I always want to say set your fart. I don't know why. You know, one thing that I've been liking about this quarantine is that pants are optional. Ugh. Okay, Google, stop. Stop! So this is this Hogwarts mug is filled with Casamigos and orange mango juice. Hey girl, my cheeks are so red. I think it's the alcohol.